Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Spyder Garage. We've been on the road for just over 500 some miles, and we just rolled up to the body shop. This is the week that we're going to paint the car. We're pretty excited. We're just excited to see Miles again. We haven't seen him in about a month, and we're about to walk up now and see what he looks like. Yeah, I can see that.
For me, it is what it is. Every time I try to clean something out of it and try to straighten it up.
Look at all the pretty colors in there.
And
I love it.
It winds up like sanding for a weld or something.
Yeah.
I want to smooth it up like it's supposed to be. And it's just,
hey, it's
better than I am.
no one's ever going to see that and know, honestly.
some
That's
of it
gonna look.
I had to just kind of
Yeah.
gently.
Well,
And
if you know what they look like from the factory, I mean, it's ripply, it's bumpy,
Yes.
it's seam sealed, it's spot welds, it's a mess. All right, here we are. We are in the paint booth. Miles is taped up and he's ready to be wiped down, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we got it ready for us. This takes a while to tape this up. I remember this last time. So we get him wiped down, we'll get him tacked. Wiped and tacked a second time probably.
Yeah,
you
we'll
think?
wipe it with the waterborne.
Okay,
cleaner,
right,
and then we'll
that's
go
right.
back with the alcohol.
That's it. I remember now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And then we'll start. We got to go back with one more coat of epoxy.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay.
One coat of epoxy, and then 2 to 3 coats of primer.
And we can do all that tonight? Oh, wow. So, little backstory. So we thought that Chris was going to actually be able to primer it before we got here. This car was a lot more work than we thought it was going to be. And so we're at this stage right here where it's still waiting for primer. And so we're kind of excited because now
I get to do it.
you get to do it. Hey, right on cue. Good job, buddy. So actually that's fine. We're excited about that. He's a little bit nervous, but the cool thing is,
Oh, you don't need to be nervous about primer.
yeah, we're going to be blocking all week
You
anyway.
ain't nervous about paint.
Yeah, this will get you in practice for the actual paint job.
I'm here for you. It's something to dread.
That's right. All right, let's get started. Doors are closing. Dun dun dun.
Be sure to get the bottom. Turn up the mixer here. Bottom, work your way up. Set this quarter pound. When you get to the quarter, get to the end of the rocker. Let's go inside the wheel up. Down here. Then start working your way. Up here. Come over here and do the inside. Come back to the roof. Way across the roof. Pick up on the other side. Tag on to the other side. Finish off.
right, let's go take a look. All right, show me your handiwork.
Well, first mistake.
First mistake. You're gonna start with that?
Yeah,
Okay.
we can move on from there. So.
All right.
It's hard to tell what I did there.
Yeah. It's the same fender that happened to last time too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. This fender doesn't like you, or you don't like this fender, one or the other. Yeah, I got a little heavy on that one. We'll fix that. How's the rest of it look?
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
I mean,
Let's walk around. Well, this is why we practice, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so weird to look at it in gray.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Since they shipped us both black and white, we just mixed it together and made the best of it. Very cool. This area back here was just a mess.
Chris did that.
Well, I just mean bodywork wise, it's so smooth. It's like 100 times better than factory. Because this is where we welded in this whole tail section right here, and it was a boogered up mess. Now it looks great. Starting to dry a little bit now, I can tell. All right, on the primer next, right? In an hour, exactly. Timer set.
1 hour later.
All right, the first little test spray of the primer here. It's a little bit lighter. Camera really doesn't show it very well, but it looks almost white. Actually, it does look almost white. Anyway, it sprays pretty well at 4 to 1. I think that's, you're gonna leave it at that, at 4 to 1?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
We're just trying to work on his overlap.
Okay, all right, here we go. All right, so here's something I didn't realize. I didn't know that you could go right into the second coat. And that's what Chris is showing Nathaniel right now. You can see the wet part right where he's at. He's just starting to put his second coat of filler primer right over top of first. Didn't know you could do it. His wrist is getting a little tired. All right, Chris is going to throw Nathaniel for a loop here. This primer normally mixes 4 to 1 to 1 or 4 to 1. This time he actually put 4 to 1 and a half a reducer in it just to thin it out just a little bit. So it's got a little bit more of a wet edge, and it doesn't flash as quickly because having a little bit of an issue with it last time. So we're playing around with it now to see how differently it lays down. You might have to pick up his speed a little bit, but his overlap will be the same. So we'll see. All right, so Nathaniel just finished up his second coat of filler primer. We thought we were gonna go with 3, but we looked at it and realized that it was a little bit thicker than maybe we thought. So we're gonna stick with 2 for now. We'll start blocking it. And once we get it blocked down, we'll decide if we want to go with a third coat or not. But it's looking pretty good. Looking good, dude. This looks great. Nathaniel said earlier that he felt more confident finally after how many coats have you sprayed now? 3, yeah. One coat of epoxy primer and then 2 coats of the filler primer.
Well, that is 2 coats of epoxy the first one.
Oh, that's right. It was 2. So this is your 4th go around. So Now you're starting to figure out speed, overlap, right? Yeah. Feeling more confident about it. That looks good, bud. It really does. Better not get it done.
We're also going to see it on the stage. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
After this?
well,
After blocking?
after blocking,
Okay.
as it goes from the boot, or when it goes before we put base on, we're going to seal it
Okay.
with a different color.
All right.
It'll be the Spyder mini colors, and then we'll go straight to base.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay. How many days do you think it'd take to block sand this thing?
if somebody got on it and stayed on it all day,
Mm-hmm.
you can pretty much have it done. You know, it may take us a couple of days.
Okay.
It's work schedule and y'all's
Yeah,
schedule.
Yeah, for those at home, Daniel's going to school during the day. I'm working during the day. Chris is working during the day. We're only doing this in the evenings.
Yeah.
I mean, today is Sunday.
Y'all
So the
be
reason,
doing some of it, you know, while I'm at work and stuff.
yeah. We'll take lunch breaks. A
Yeah.
little bit in the morning, a little bit in the evening. So yeah, maybe a couple more days we'll be back. We still got a couple doors to work on. We got a fender to redo out there.
Yeah.
So a little bit here and there. So far, this looks awesome.
Day 2.
Okay, day 2. We're here at the body shop. And there is Miles. He looks so good in the sun. Everything is smooth. I can't get the camera that close to really show you the level of detail, but you just have to trust me. It looks really good. But we're about to block it, make it look even better. So 2 coats of really thick filler primer last night. We'll block it. What I'm told is that we're gonna dry block it with like 400 grit right now, see how that turns out, and then we'll come back and wet sand it, take some of those scratch marks out with maybe 600, something like that, and just kind of eyeball it, see how it goes. We'll guide coat it. We'll start at the top. We'll run a tape line down the body seam right there to protect the bottom half when we get done blocking and guide coating the top half, and then we'll put the tape line on the other side of the body line and do the lower half. So we're about to learn how to do this. Say goodbye to these fingerprints. One thing I forgot to mention was we were going to actually take this thing home. That's why the blankets are set up there. It was set up so that it wouldn't impact on the bumpy ride home, but there is a 100% chance of rain at 5 o'clock when they close today. So we're going to do it right here in the parking lot and get done what we can, because I just got done with work a little bit early. Nathaniel, who just went and grabbed the other fender, got out of school a little bit early today, so we got a couple hours to block while we can here in the parking lot, and then we'll just wheel it back inside later tonight.
That black charcoal inside there. You kind of give it a little shade. I usually twist it. Hold your hand up. That's how it works.
Got it.
See that?
And then I slap you in the face with it, right?
Right, there you go.
Right.
He's learning. He's learning. Okay, we're about to begin. We've got the body line taped off. Got a little bit of guide coat on it. We're going to use what they call the taco here at 180 down below here, dry. Maybe 180 up here, dry with the Durablock, because this is still the epoxy primer. We still got to get this knocked back down again, because had a little bit of a boo-boo overrun last night. So we'll get it knocked down, and then we'll get it into primer, and then we'll start blocking that bad boy out there. sand for the camera?
No, because then it might be held against me.
Right. I sanded that part. What'd you say about that? Came out pretty good? It's okay. So we're back inside. It started to rain outside, and it's kind of hard to sand when it's raining. So you can see everything has been pulled in here. We got one last fender to block sand. That is pretty well prepped, so we can prime it. The hatch is done. And we just got one little spot on the hood here we're not quite satisfied with. I'm telling you, it is the slightest. I can't even hardly feel it, but if you do the towel test, you run the towel over it, you can feel just a slight little high spot right there. So we've already ground it down with a metal file, but there's still just a teeny little ridge. So we're gonna go ahead and put some filler primer, or I'm sorry, some actual filler, skim coat it, and then we're gonna go ahead and reprime this hood. Day 2, done. Sanding is fun. Say yes. Yeah, talk to the pro over here. He knows better. Actually, I didn't think it was that bad, but I don't do this for a living either. So, we're gonna get that fender in primer tomorrow. We got another door that you can't see here that we're gonna get an epoxy tomorrow. We're gonna re-primer this door, and then we're gonna scuff up the door jambs tomorrow. We got a little bit more metal repair to do, but we're calling it early tonight. We're tired. We're gonna get some supper, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
Day 3.
Hey, day 3, we're back. Had to work a long day today, and we're only gonna get a couple hours here at the, I can't talk, at the body shop tonight, because there's other things going on later tonight we're gonna go to. Well, here's our hood that we worked on yesterday. There's the new body work that we redid, and we got some bare metal that already flash rusted overnight, but that'll wipe away. I'm not too worried about that. This was black epoxy. Well, actually a really dark gray epoxy, but it's been sanded down. I think it's good enough that we can probably go right into primer with this after we clean it up. Chris is going to take a look at it, double check our work, make sure we did the right thing, and then should shoot this pretty soon. And here is the mystery door that you guys haven't seen yet. We've done a lot of body work to this thing. This is a 95% rust-free door, which is unobtainium in these cars these days, but it just had a lot of ripples, as you can see. A lot of stuff we had to do at the bottom over here too. And this was not me. You guys have probably seen this before, maybe in a past episode or something, but there's just scratch marks. Somebody just went to town on this thing with the wrong thing, but Chris is pretty sure that our filler primer, maybe a couple of coats of that, should fill it in okay, so you won't see any of those marks with any luck.
So I'm starting to feel like you do now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Every time I do something, it pulls the camera.
Pulls that camera out.
Yeah, I know. Sounds good.
Oh, come on, go easy on me, guys. All right, taped up, ready for epoxy. Gonna mix some up now. Okay, we got these scuffed down. We're gonna take a hose to them and water them down and let them dry off, blow them off. We'll take them inside here after we get something to eat, and we'll come back and paint them. Yeah, don't spray Chris. All right, time to wipe her down. We're back to the shop late at night here. We took a little break and went and got some tacos because it's Tuesday. And right now Nathaniel's in here blowing and tacking. So we to get ready to spray some primer here in just a little bit.
So keep that in mind. You're going to have to just pour it on, watch overlaps, 50%. 6 days.
All right. No pressure, dude. It's like a groundhog.
Always watching.
All right, we got 2 coats on everything, and that means that we're done with the hood and we're done with that fender. Well, we want a 3rd coat on that fender and a 3rd coat on the door. So we're going to take these 2 out right now, just to keep them from getting any overspray and dry spray on them. So out they come. Oh wow! You sprayed your shoes.
Yeah. Happens.
Well, that's why we wear our old shoes. Hey, it's at the end of day 3 and we're done. Goodbye.
Day 4.
Day 4, back at the paint booth today. Nathaniel's gonna go inside and work with a guy named Mike, who's gonna mentor him today. He's base coating and clear coating a car in the booth right now. And the clear coat, well, everything that's waterborne acts a lot differently, and so he's gonna show him how to properly apply it so that when it comes time for him to do his own car, he has a better idea of how it works, because everything we've done so far is completely different from the base coat stuff we're about to work with. So we're gonna get some booth time with Mike. After we epoxied this thing last night, we saw just a few flaws in the bottom of the door, so we're just gonna brush a little more on here and fix her up. So today's day 4.5? Yeah. All right. Hey, welcome back. It's day 4.5. It's Thursday. Today, it's just dry sanding with 400 grit on all the jams, all up front here. We're gonna go ahead and re-jam this thing. We know how to prep now, and we realized we didn't prep it correctly the first time, so we're gonna redo it. And then one last thing. In preparation for getting this engine area cleaned up here, we noticed that the seam sealer here was kind of dried and cracked, and there was a little bit of a damage we had to straighten out. We took the seam sealer off, and then we blasted it with a sandblaster, and then boom, we realized this metal was so thin, the sand blew right through. So we've got some more metal repair to do that we weren't aware of, and we're gonna try to get done tonight if we can. We're gonna cut all this out. And we got a friend here named Alan that I think is gonna be able to help us tonight. And he's kind of a wizard with this stuff, so wish us luck.
I'm scared of it, really.
I'm not scared of the top layer. I'm scared of the lower layer.
It's 2 layers thick, so we gotta keep that in mind when we start sawing it off.
And you got those nuts on the backside there too that have got to come back.
Those should be on
Well, those
the
are going to
inner
be on
layer.
the inner. So this is the outer I'm just talking about only. I'm not
Oh,
talking about
okay.
Yeah, he's just talking about doing that.
I'm doing just the beauty trim I'm looking at.
Okay.
The underneath we'll address once we get the beauty trim off.
Okay.
We got to take the top layer off to see.
See, y'all are already using terms I'm not even familiar with.
I don't know where he came up with beauty trim.
Beauty trim?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's new to me. That's an Allen thing.
I'm trying to.
I'm gonna assume that was an official term.
Can you see? Are you gonna let them talk about your car like this? It's not beauty.
I wasn't talking about the car. I was talking about you.
God, I can't even speak to you guys. This is why I work alone and by myself. That's not even the best thing to do. This.
Oh yeah, it looks good.
I just wanted to get it close.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't have to be perfect.
It's a good template.
He's gonna have to PR15.
PR15
before I
underneath
do,
it. Yeah.
so I'm just gonna get the patch made for you.
Okay. Yeah, we can weld it on there. Get all that rust underneath there. Yikes! I'm glad we cut that out. Keep it running. There you go. Feels kind of weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, it almost feels like those like pebbles.
Yeah.
It's almost, it's like disconcerting. Because you're like, you feel like you're scratching it.
Yeah. But you're not, the water, you're gliding over a coat of water, so.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yep. Oh yeah, it does stay on there. I thought the guide coat would just rinse off, but it just...
It stains it.
Yeah.
To where it's still easily seen.
Yeah, that's awesome. Man, this is gonna be so nice. It's already super smooth. Now we're wet sanding it. Nice. Even up there on the edge.
In the details.
Yep, in the details. Absolutely. All right, now we're really starting to pay attention to the little details. All the wet sanding we've been doing so far, this thing has been in all the little crevices on the edges of the glass and the windows and places you can't see, maybe in the door jambs, places that probably never be seen, but it's the little details that matter. And here is one of the other details. Underside of the hood. We're gonna degrease it right now and then power spray it just to give it a good first initial cleaning. And then we'll come back tomorrow and give it a final cleaning, because then we gotta scuff it up because this is getting painted too. You can't paint the outside of a car and have a different color on the side of the hood, right? All inside. All in the details.
This way we don't have any dust or
Yeah, it won't kick up when we're painting, right?
junk coming out.
Yeah. End of day 4. Putting everything away. Wet sanding is done. Cleaning is done. Tomorrow we come back and just do more of sanding and the detail work. Getting prepped for Saturday. Good night, everybody.
Tomorrow.
Back out here for day 4? 5. I'm losing track. Wet sanding the front fenders that we didn't get done last night. So we'll get these done, and then we got a little more metal repair to do out there on the car, which we hope we can get done today, because tomorrow we paint. You guys remember this little area from yesterday that we cut out? It was all rust right here. Before we weld in our new patch today, we got POR15 all spread down there and left a little bare metal patch there, just big enough to weld on the new joint. Nathaniel is about to sandblast. He's gonna love this in shorts and short sleeve. Enjoy. All right. There's the old side undone. You can see why we're cleaning these things up. They were kind of a rusty mess and kind of nasty looking. Just little details.
Yep.
Looking good. Okay. Every time we think we're getting closer to doing something, we find little details like this. The seam seal right here is dried and cracking out right there as well. And you can see there's a little bit of rust. It's already starting and it's gonna get underneath this lip of the skin of the hood right here that we're looking at. So Chris is going to get a special tool, I guess he used to kind of scrape this stuff out. We're gonna clean out the old seam seal, treat this, clean it, maybe etch prime it, and then we'll re-seam seal it. It's amazing to me the amount of prep that we're spending even on the back sides and the insides of the doors and the back sides of the hoods. Yep. You seem to be having fun. But as I've said 100 times now, and as Chris has told us 100 times, it's all in the details. I was quiet before I started filming. Somehow you still need to look up. You just know. You see it out of the corner of your eye. Or you just have that spidey sense. Oh, look at that. Like butter.
Yep. Come down here.
Yeah, you want to try it?
Yeah. So kind of, you got to put enough pressure on it to keep it from bouncing out.
Yep.
And then, yeah, you don't have to go full blown on the trigger.
Yep.
Got to keep it in there, yeah. Ooh, got some body work to do now.
Dude.
It looks like it's sprayed with a machine gun.
Oops.
Guess who gets to fix that? There you go. You got it. So Chris is spraying the car right now with a product called Purple Dragon, which is a pretty strong cleaner.
Degreaser, yeah.
Degreaser, like to the point where you don't even have to scrub it. Just use this and a power sprayer.
We're still gonna wash the outside.
And holy cow, yeah, it's
stout.
I can breathe it. Yeah, it's like taking my breath away. This it smells just like bleach white that you use for the car. It's the same kind of degreaser, solvent, whatever. Anyway, we're rinsing the whole car down with that, and then we're getting ready to power spray. Miles, the interior is covered up a little bit. We don't really care because all that interior is getting replaced here soon anyway. Gonna get him clean, and then we're gonna roll him right here into the bay for the final time.
Probably gonna be like, I got this sucker on all interior.
Yeah. Don't worry. It's all getting replaced.
But they told me to.
Right. Right. All right, bottom side of the hood has been scuffed, cleaned. Top side of the hood has now been washed with a cleaner, rinsing off for the final time, and it will go in the bay. Bottom side of the door has been scuffed and cleaned. Top side of the door is being wet sanded one more time. And then we will probably clean it after that. And then it goes in the bay for the final time. And then we got the hatch, I think. Okay, it's 1:30 in the morning. Everything is scuffed, cleaned, rinsed, put in here to dry overnight. See you in the morning. Okay, as you can see, there was a ton of prep work and even additional repair that we had to do to Miles to get him finally ready to go into the paint booth. In fact, when I started editing this, I had over 2 hours and 40 minutes of footage from this latest trip to Tennessee with Chris and the crew. So this is going to be where we end part 1, but don't worry, part 2 is coming up very quickly. It's already being edited, and I promise you're going to like the results and how Miles turns out when he finally gets that final coat of clear. So thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate you. Take care. My camera was oriented, but he's about to get a nice black massage today. Wait, that didn't sound right. I feel so much better.